build a massive investor network and raise millions of dollars in capital without wasting months going to networking events, meetups, and talking to people who will never invest? This is the question that I'm going to be answering over the next 5 minutes. We have our done for you 4-step capital raising networking system at Millionaire Network Automation to help multifamily real estate investors and capital raisers who are looking to invest in big deals that are 30 units or more and need to consistently and predictably raise more than $1 million with a proven system, raise millions of dollars, establish themselves as experts in their field, increase credibility, authority, and investor exposure, and raise millions of dollars in capital. So if you're a multifamily real estate investor or capital raiser, make sure that you pay attention. The video is going to be at 1.3x speed, and we're going to go fast. So let's get started. The first thing that I want to do is I want to make sure that we're on the same page. We want to help with this truth. The only way to raise millions of dollars in capital is to build a massive investor network. So I want to make sure that we're on the same page. We want to help real estate investors and capital raisers who believe in the power of networking, who know that networking is the key to raising millions of dollars in capital. So if you're not into networking, if you don't believe in the power of networking, if you don't want to be out there, this is not for you. And on the other hand, if you are the type of multifamily real estate investor or capital raiser who believes in the power of networking, you believe it's the key to raising capital, and you want to be out there, and we are on the same page with this. The only way to raise millions of dollars in capital is to have a massive investor network. Then let's keep on going. And for all of you, my goal for this presentation for the next 5 minutes is to show you the best way to build a massive investor network and raise millions of dollars in capital is the new way of networking, or as I call it, digital networking. I'm also going to reveal the best digital networking tool that you can use to build a massive investor network, position yourself and your brand as experts in your field, and increase credibility, authority, and investor exposure to get you to the finish line of raising millions of dollars in capital. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about is the Millionaire Network Automation formula, which is composed of 3 foundational elements. Number 1 is identifying who your ideal investor is. Our definition for this is, who is your perfect ideal investor avatar who resonates with you, your deals, and will invest the easiest and fastest? You need to really get clear on this, because if you don't have clarity on this, you'll be running around like a chicken with its head cut off, wanting to raise capital from anyone and everyone, but not accomplishing raising capital from no one. All right. And some of the things that you need to take into consideration when you're doing this is the investment standard. What's going to be the minimum amount that your investors will be allowed to invest? That's going to get you clear on whether you're going to focus on non-accredited, accredited, high net worth, or institutional investors. The industry, you want to be focused on an industry, and you want to build strong foundations, right? You want to be very clear on your niche and your message. That way you'll build a repeatable and predictable system that consistently helps you find, attract, connect, and convert your ideal investors. Once you are very clear on who your ideal investor is, the second thing you need is an automated networking system to find, connect, and convert your ideal investors. You need to be able to find and connect with your ideal investors consistently and predictably on a weekly basis without any of your efforts or time. So this system needs to be automated or done by your team or done for you or whatever. But you need to be able to consistently and predictably find and connect your ideal investors on a weekly basis without any of your effort or time, so that you can focus on what's really important. And the third thing you need to do is you need to have a branding process to be able to position yourself and your brand as experts, increase credibility, authority, and investor exposure, and remove the friction when it comes to raising capital. Those are the 3 foundational elements you need. So I just want you to think about which of these you do have or don't have right now. Okay? And let's go to the roadmap. Before I talk about our capital raising roadmap that we take our clients through, let's be on the same page, right? And let's make sure that we all agree that the only way for you to raise millions of dollars in capital is to build a massive investor network. Right, that's part of our roadmap, building a massive investor network. The best way to build a massive investor network is not going to networking events, meetups, or meeting with people at coffee shops, talking to people who will never invest, passing out business cards. No, it's digital networking. And the best digital networking tool, or the digital networking vehicle that we use to travel this roadmap, is a podcast. So you won't become a podcaster. You're simply going to use a podcast as a digital networking and capital raising tool, just like the top real estate investors like Grant Cardone, Radcliffe, Hunter Thompson, and all of those. And this is what we would do. We would help you identify who your ideal investor is. Then this is a done for you service. So we put in all the work to find and connect with your ideal investors. We reach out to them, call them, everything to get them to book with you and connect with you on your podcast. And over the next 6 months, we would help you build a massive investor network of 50 to 100 of your ideal investors. And you also end up with 50 to 100 podcasts that we optimize, multiply, and distribute for you. Optimize means we make everything look pretty, the logo, the branding, the intro, the outro, edit every single interview, multiply that into a bunch of clips, reels, posts, stories, emails, thumbnails, and we distribute every podcasting episode across all podcasting platforms, Apple, Google, Spotify, all over your content on all of your social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and we build an email automation for you. And this is how we position yourself and your brand as experts in your field, how we help you build credibility, authority, increase your investor exposure, and get you to the finish line of building a massive investor network, positioning your brand, and helping you raise millions of dollars in capital. So I have a question for you. Would you like to get this 100% done for you, right? Implemented. So we find your ideal investors, we connect you to them, we help you build a massive investor network. We enhance your brand, position you and your brand as experts, increase your credibility, authority, and investor exposure. We do all the work. If you would like to get all of this implemented for you, done for you, 100% done for you, with less than 2 hours of work per week, 2 to 4 hours of work per week, then the next steps would be booking a capital raising strategy session to go a lot more in depth into how everything would be implemented step by step and see if it makes a fit. So if you think this is a good idea, you want to book your capital raising strategy session, the next step would be clicking on the button below, and you would be taken to a page that looks like this. You're going to have to pick a time zone, right? Make sure that you pick the right time zone. Then you're going to be able to pick a date and time for your call. And then in the next step, they're going to be filling out some questions, right? The name, phone number, and email, and then 7 questions. We have some important notes though. Make sure that we get a high volume of real estate investors who want to book and want to learn more about our system. So if you want to be considered, there's only 24 hours in a day. There's only a certain amount of calls that we can take. So if you want to be considered, then you need to answer the questions as best as you can. That lets us know that you're serious. The other thing is the call will be on Microsoft Teams. Make sure you have that downloaded on your phone, on your computer, and make sure that you show up on time on your computer and in a proper environment. That way we can give something as important as raising millions of dollars in capital the time and attention it deserves. And that way you get as much value as you can. And then the other one is like if you fail to follow this instructions, the call will be canceled. So if you would like to find out how you can get this implemented and how we can help you build a massive investor network of your ideal investors, not random people, how we can help you position yourself and your brand as experts and increase your credibility, authority, and investor exposure, all done for you, then click the button below, go book a capital raising strategy session. Make sure you follow the instructions, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.